Oh, it's just Jord.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome your faces to another Little Nightmares Theory video. Now today, I want to talk about the achievement list that has been leaked, or rather, a few of the achievements that have actually been added. And you can see these through Steam, and I don't think that you can see these through the console, so don't know about that. But with the release date of the DLC coming up at 10th of February, or is rumoured to do so, but like the rumour, it's also been rumoured to be delayed, so that's a bit of a hit and miss, so we have a ballpark around the 10th of February, as I found out. It's confusing stuff, I know, but hey ho. So today I want to take a look at some of the achievements and what they could mean, or what they could probably be hinting to in the upcoming DLC of the Eerie. That's going to be my code name for the next DLC, but anyway, we're more specifically going to find out about the Runaway Kid and his final chapter, or the complete end of the Runaway Kid. So let's not bore you with unnecessarily information about the backlog of the game, which you already know. It's not needed to fill the video. Let me get straight into it and let's start. So the first one on the list is We're Meet Again. So We're Meet Again, it's a great clue to what could happen in the next chapter. Now with this, we can think about either the Runaway Kid has escaped the moor, or the image can be used as a symbolism, or a type of symbolism, or it could be a hint at the end of the line. One possible idea that I wanted to run with was, if you remember the part of the comics where the ferryman either takes 6 or one of the 7 or 6 children to the moor on a small wooden paddle boat. This must only be used by the ferryman, as we have no other scenario of it being used in game, apart from the moment where the Runaway Kid has to jump on it, but yet again the boat's in storage. So we know it does have to be kept somewhere, and that there are possibly many more of those boats. Now keep that in mind, and then let's take a look at the model of the island, which I'll be showing you in the video, where we can see that there is like an unnatural formation on the front or side of it that we know would have not been naturally formed. Just from judging the shape of this peculiar formation, we know it's been constructed of some sort, or it's been made or modified. So we know that the moor is a vessel that has been constructed, and it needs extra exits and entrances for when there aren't guests coming onto the moor, so the mouth of the moor isn't the only entrance. So it will need an extra entrance and exit. And we know there is an extra exit because at the end of the game you see it on the island, and I'll show you in the video. Now to me, this formation or modification looks a lot like a dock of some sort, an absolute flat section that is as close to the water as it can be. Now I feel that it would not be made of wood, purposely because travelling on the sea can be a bit rough around the edges, so it would cause an issue to a weak structure, or like it would weaken the wooden beams over time, and weakening that it would cause rot, and then it would rot away very quickly. So the way it's used out of stone, it backs up the idea that it is modified for the island. Now take this idea, so if the Runaway Kid has escaped the moor, got the chains off, what could we see at the end screen? I tell you all this information before because I think it will play a part. Now I feel that this is a long shot, but as you know, it's all about theories, it's all about gathering things we know. I think that possibly towards the end of the game and the last scene of the game, we know 6 walks up and out the door. I feel and I believe that the Runaway Kid will have the same sort of scenario, but waiting for him will be a boat, as in he will find a boat before 6. Now I say that because when 6 completes the game, and you don't see where she goes, but you know she goes up the stairs, and out the stairs you know is the island, but there's nothing there. Now I reckon if the timeline fits properly of what I've already discovered for another video, then I believe that the Runaway Kid actually gets to this boat and off the island before 6. That's why there is no boat when 6 goes up. But I'm pretty confident in the fact that there would be a boat waiting there for Runaway Kid, but not necessarily for destiny or whatever, just out of coincidence. Just out of the coincidence that the ferryman hasn't used it, for example. But I do think that there'll be a boat waiting and he'll be leaving on it. Or that's the hint that they're dropped. But that's only if he doesn't get turned into a gnome, or we don't see a bit of complication of him not getting out. But that's only on the theory that he gets out. I also have another few ideas for that, but it's incorporating them into a video, so it's all time, really. But I will explain at the end of the video. Anyway, now, Ashes to Ashes. The moment I looked at this, I recognised it straight away from the original story of 6. Now, if you can't, it's the same vase that was on the table at the ladies' quarter that 6 had to knock off, which when she knocked it off revealed a key inside that accessed the room with the mirrors in, so it was a secret key. Also, it had near enough the same wallpaper or colour. Now, we know the key that 6 obtained from the vase held specific secrets, and the lady definitely wanted to keep that key away from people. So we know that whatever's in the vase is important. So what if the same, not the same vase, but the same type of vase, but holds a different key? What if the key inside that vase will hold the answer to how the children are changed into gnomes? Now, I've already planning a video release on this. It was actually meant to be due last week, but due to some difficulties, I didn't get it out just in time, but it will be coming out next week. But anyway, think of this. In the ladies' quarter, there is a room that is still locked. One more room that is kept hidden away from us, and it could possibly hold some more secrets behind it. Now, the real question is, when does it happen? When does it happen? Because if it was in time with 6's timeline, then it could explain the lady going back and forth between 6 and the runaway kid's story. But that's only depending on if it was at the same time, as if to say that 6 ran into the mirror room and then the runaway kid ran into the, obviously, finding out of how the gnomes are made or something like that. And that's why in the scene where 6 was running away from the lady in the corridor with the broken mirrors and stuff, that she occasionally went and never came back for a couple of minutes. Now, we know, obviously, gameplay-wise, that works really well, but tailored to a story, that could be quite informational, because, you know, she's disappeared for some time. We don't know where she went, but we have this upcoming DLC that could possibly fill those gaps. But then obtaining this key as well is also a possibility of a new finished ending for the runaway kid. Like, for example, if he does get this key and he goes in to find out how the gnomes are made or something like that, then the reason why his shackle could be off is because he was made into a gnome, and I know that's a popular theory at the moment. I like the idea of that theory, but I feel like it would be an unjust in the game, so I don't think they would take that route, but maybe we could do a video on that later. But from the track record that Little Nightmares have already done in Just Endings, take The Hideaway for example, there's a question that the community had and they filled in the blank. As we know that the gnomes are children with the final hint to the story and the final DLC, and that's what I mean by a just ending. Now, if we take that format that they've done, and we know they've done it, and apply it to the DLC of the third DLC, then we could potentially have a very, very good answer for everyone's questions. Now, think of everyone's questions that everyone's been wondering, and continuously as they are filling in the blanks for the gnomes, oddly enough, and not anyone else, then why not roll with that ball still and then fill in how they were made? And then they could potentially go and make a TV show about how the lady became the lady, and then all the sisters beforehand, and how the granny lost her hair. And then we come to our final achievement. Now, to me, there isn't obviously much to say about this. It's very self-explanatory. It's all about the collectibles. So I feel that there will be some sort of reveal maybe, or a an art concept that will be revealed that explains maybe the story of the bottles and the runaway kid. But generally a message in a bottle is for help and seeing on the more. It's all like symbolic things. So there's not much to say about that one without sort of getting all the collectibles itself. Now, I struggle to get the collectibles because I am rubbish at the game. But anyway, that's what I think of the achievement list so far. I might have some more ideas in the future, but for now, those are my initial thoughts, and hopefully, as I referenced in the earlier of the video, I will be trying to do a schedule from now on. I don't think that putting out Let's Plays is going to do any benefit for you guys as well as the channel, and I think that I'm going to invest more time in Theories completely. I will have a Limbo one coming up very soon, and I also have 2 more Little Nightmares videos Little Nightmares theories that are coming up, so be on the lookout for them. But I have been very busy for the past couple of days. If you're on my Discord, you'll know why. But yeah, anyway, if there's one thing I want to let you all know before I'm out for this video is keep an eye out on the Little Nightmares Twitter. They often, and I don't know whether it's a nod to everyone that makes theories or something, but they often leave some reply or messages that will get my train chewing, if that's a theme. Or it's like they will sort of leave those hanging questions, but those hanging questions, they reveal quite a bit. If there are a few instances. Now, if I can find them, I will show you obviously in the video now, but if I can't, then I will try and find them on my Twitter or something. I will show them, but they do leave some stuff. So if you are on the Twitter, go follow the Little Nightmares guys. It's really interesting to see what they put out when they're active. But hey ho. Anyway guys, thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please drop a like. If you want to subscribe, please consider subscribing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Sorry for the absence, it won't be happening again, and I shall see you all soon. Ta-ta!